Hello Smash Com Tourney of Tourneys fans, and welcome to the qualifying rounds of the Grand Championship. So, as I've stated many times before, and will do so again now, the qualifying rounds are the 8 fighters who lost in the Alpha League final and the 8 winners of the Beta League. So, we'll go through those 16 fighters right now, starting with the Alpha League, which I've got to look at 2 screens to do. So, firstly, we have Pyro and Mithra, who actually have 2 opportunities in this qualifying round and have also already qualified to be in the Grand Championship, as they won gold as well as 2 silvers. So Pyro Mithra, who lost against Steve in Alpha League 1, Sephiroth and his only opportunity, so the ex-MVP, losing to Pyro Mithra in Alpha League number 2. Richter lost against King Dedede. Banjo, again another fight with 2 opportunities, lost against Ganondorf, which, you know, Ganondorf is the MVP at the moment, which means that Ganondorf also is already in the Grand Championship and also has an opportunity to get another spot by winning a fight in this qualifying round. There's Pyro Mithra, Banjo, Pyro Mithra, let me go back, Ganondorf lost to Simon, then Pyro Mithra lost to Dark Samus, Banjo lost to Kirby, and then Byleth lost to Sonic when Sonic won Alpha League 8 as well as the Sapphire Crystal League, which could have pushed Gorilla Limon into winning position. And then poor old Byleth, who is the second best fighter, at least she's got a spot, but it's going to be her and Sephiroth who are the highest fighters who kind of need to qualify to stand out with the rest of the All-Stars. And then we go to the Beta League winners. So, Ridley beat Lucina. Ridley had just won the Delta League as well, so it looked like Ridley was never going to lose. And then a shock turn when DK beat Captain Falcon. So Captain Falcon just missed out on his opportunity to qualify for this qualifying round. Lucina then got another chance to beat Joker. Snake then beat DK, and Snake sort of become the best Beta League fighter and did extremely well by obviously winning the Emerald Crystal League as well at some point. Not sure when. But anyway, DK missed out on his second opportunity. Then Bowser beat Greninja. DK then got his second opportunity, so DK had 3 finals, won 2, lost 1. But because he's Beta League, it means that the second place doesn't mean anything. Incineroar won Beta League 7, and then finally Captain Falcon, one of the most improved fighters of of Series 3, managed to qualify finally. So those are the 16 fighters, and I haven't shuffled them yet. So I've put them all in, as you can see, and now I'm going to shuffle them. There we go. So we have Byleth versus Ridley first. That's an Alpha versus Beta League fighter. Incineroar versus DK, and a Beta League fight. So meaning that one Beta League fighter will at least get through the qualifying rounds. And DK will face Richter again. All they've got to do is win the first round and then they're through. Banjo facing off against Ganondorf, so a fight that's already happened in Alpha League 4, which Ganondorf won. Then Sephiroth versus Captain Falcon, so those guys have only one opportunity, one of the best Beta League fighters versus one of the best Alpha League fighters. Then Pyro's going to take on Bowser, so that's a tough one for Bowser. Then Pyro's going to take on Snake, so a tough one for Snake. And then Lucina versus Banjo could be very difficult as well. So we're going to start the tournament now, and I'm going to put in the fixtures as we go and let you know who's the favourite to win, etc. Starting with Byleth and Ridley. Obviously a lot of these guys have not going to have fought before because they're in different leagues, so it goes down to their teams. So Byleth from the Red Robots and Ridley from the Fossil Fuels. The Robots have beaten the Fuels many more times. 36, the Robots have won, the Fuels have won 27. So that's all we've got to work on, really. But let's see if Ridley, who next season would be in the Alpha League, because he's at the moment currently on 24th, whereas Byleth is ranked 2nd. Now, obviously, a big thing to mention here is wins and losses don't count here. So the only thing that matters here is Crystal Leagues, as I've mentioned a lot. So if there's Crystal Leagues, they will count. So that could change who ranks where, and who's won Ultimate Dream Team, etc. So it's quite an important thing to watch out for. Currently, no Crystal League. And Ridley's actually fighting pretty well. It does seem to be Banjo's getting the big attacks, but somehow her percentage is quite high. Clearly, I haven't been paying attention. And the 8 people who's going to be Byleth. So Ridley will not have a chance to become Grand Champion, but Byleth definitely will as Byleth qualifies, which, again, you know, isn't a huge shock. It's Byleth. But Ridley, that's what you're going to be up against, as Byleth claims her place. So the second best fighter is currently going to be in the Grand Championship, facing off against the 8 winners of the Alpha League. So at the moment, no Beta League fighters through. But there's going to be one here with Incineroar ranked 25th versus DK, who's ranked 17th. So DK is technically ranked higher, but Incineroar has beaten DK twice before. DK's never beaten him, and the Fuels usually beat Limon 33 to 18. Again, it's all the stats we've got to work with, guys. But a Beta League fighter will get through, and Incineroar started to pick up pace, but it's DK who's actually had one of the best tournaments. But at the moment, DK is getting absolutely pounced. But unfortunately for Incineroar, he has an absolutely terrible being up move. So the being up move usually acts as like a third jump, but Incineroar's goes like up and then straight down. So it could be pretty good in certain points, but as soon as Incineroar falls off the edge, he's always in big trouble. So despite being in a winning spot there, DK gets through, which means that DK gets his third or second. Oh, it's second, because obviously second place doesn't matter. But DK gets through and has to face Byleth in the next round, and they have actually fought before, and Byleth won. So, DK, a lot to prove here, but Beta League fighter through, and DK could have another opportunity here. So if DK beats Richter from the Cosmo Vipers, oh, I need to write this in, that means that DK would have 3 opportunities to win the Grand Championship. Could be a favourite. Obviously, these guys have never fought before, but we have known there's been an absolute vicious battle between Gorilla Limon and Cosmo Vipers for first place, and currently they gave it a good effort in the Beta League 8, but currently Gorilla Limon are in first place. The only thing that could possibly change it is if the Cosmo Vipers win a Crystal League, which is going to be a tough ask. DK is not going to be getting through this time, but Richter does, which is good. We like to see different fighters in the final. So one Cosmo Viper gets through, and that is Richter. So well done to Richter. Another thing is Starfighters obviously don't count. So if one of your fighters does win a Crystal League, you will get the +5, but you won't get the +10 if you've accidentally Starfighted them from before. That's all scrapped now. You've done your Starfighters. Sorted. Anyway, this is Banjo's first opportunity here as he faces off against Ganondorf. So Ganondorf's beaten Banjo 2-1. If we can remember, Banjo beat Ganondorf to win the Opal Crystal League. Ganondorf surely would have won it if he got the right fight, but Banjo managed to turn it around. Ganondorf is already through, as we saw before. As he beat, I can't think who he beat in the final. It's gone from me. Oh, he beat Banjo. Oh, of course, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. So Ganondorf is through, and Banjo does have 2 opportunities. So the other fight Banjo has is against can't even see him. Oh yes, because I've not put it in yet. Anyway, looks like it's a good fight. Any of these guys have quite big attacks. Ganondorf obviously most famously has huge attacks, but he's used those big attacks on a cardboard box, which means that Ganondorf is out and Banjo gets through, so beats Ganondorf for a second time to set up a good match against Richter in the next round. So the energy source officially, is that our first one? That is our first one. We have someone in the finals. That's incredible. I think everyone does now, actually. Let's have a look. So the dudes, the fuels, the dogs, Limon and Gumtech, and now the robots, Vipers and Source. So yeah, everyone has a fighter through, and the Vipers will have another one through here as Sephiroth faces off against Captain Falcon. Cosmo Viper's going to get a second fighter in. So currently, who's won the Grand Championship? So Little Mac for the Fossil Fuels, and then it was Shulk for... is it the Gumtech or the Red Robots? Ooh, let's have a quick look at Shulk. Find Shulk. So Shulk was a part of the Cockadoodle Dudes, so won it for the dudes and then moved to the Red Robot. So the dudes have also won one. And in the final, they currently have Steve and King Dedede. That's all they're going to have. And at the moment, it's Captain Falcon, Beta League's top fighter, who is decimating Sephiroth. Looking like he can handle himself in the Alpha League, which, considering he's now ranked 18th, could happen. But it's never over for Sephiroth. He always fights until the very end. He has a Super Scope, and Captain Falcon's fallen into it, which means that Falcon lost a lot of HP there. And Sephiroth's going to go for the final smash, is he? Not yet, no. Captain Falcon gets it. That could be a turnaround. Picks up the assist trophy first. It's Guile. Shit happens when Guile's on the field. Captain Falcon doesn't need his special as Sephiroth, the MVP of Series 1 and 2, who moved down to 3rd this tournament below Byleth, is not going to be in the Grand Championship. And I think that's the first ever time as well. So, Captain Falcon through. That's what we like to see. Good old Falcon, by winning the Beta League number 8, Falcon got through. Boom. So, Pyromithra versus Bowser is the next round. So, Pyromithra are not through yet. They have 2 fights in a row. But this is Bowser's only opportunity. The Fuels currently have Pyromithra already through, obviously. Because they have 2 more opportunities, so they could have 3 in the final. And the Dogs have Ganondorf. So this would be another dog getting through here if Bowser manages to win. But we have another Beta versus Alpha League fighter. And currently, Beta beat Alpha with Captain Falcon beating Sephiroth. Banjo beat Ganondorf, 2 Alpha fighters, and then Richter beat DK. So at the moment we have 2 Beta League fighters through, which is DK and Captain Falcon, which makes so much sense. And they deserve to be in that final, to be honest. Be interesting to see what happens here, because Bowser didn't have a great tournament, but he's one of those characters that you know is going to end up becoming Grand Champion, but not doing much. But not today, because he is not qualified, so it is Pyromithra who get through, so that is 2 opportunities for Pyromithra. So we could be looking at another Xenoblade Chronicles Grand Champion, as Pyromithra have 2. But we know that doesn't always work. Onima lost like 3 once. But let's see if Pyromithra can get a 3rd as they face off against Solid Snake, who wants to join as another Red Robot through with Byleth to bring it home for their team. And so far, obviously, there's been no Crystal League matches that I've forgotten about. There could be a Ruby League match between Byleth and Banjo if they get through. Okay, guys, sorry about the sound issues, but like I said, it's always good to catch it early. So, what we missed there, well, what you guys saw, I just wasn't speaking, was that Snake obviously beat Pyro and Mithra, which means that the 3 Beta League fighters who are through are Solid Snake, Captain Falcon and DK, who are all the 3 best Beta League fighters. So, it's great that we're going to see them in the Grand Championship. I am looking forward to that. And then we saw Banjo knock out Lucina. Banjo getting through the energy source. So the energy source is only fighter through, but he is through twice. Now, I did mention if Banjo and Banjo get to the final, we're not going to watch that because that's just silly. I'm not going to do it. Why would we do that? Banjo's going to win, right? So, yeah, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, everyone is through. So, we've got Byleth, we've got DK, we've got Richter, we've got Banjo, Captain Falcon, Pyro Mithra for their second spot, Snake and Banjo with his second spot as well. I think that was it. Yeah, that's it. Let's crack on. So now it's more of a kick your feet back, no stress. Unless there's obviously a Crystal League match that happens, which obviously can change what happens in Ultimate Dream Team. But the odds are a lot less likely. But first, we have Byleth versus DK. Now, one of, obviously, the other thing to watch out for is to see who gets the top qualifier. Who wants to flex their muscles and show who has the opportunity to win the Grand Championship. Last year, it was Rob, and look what happened to Rob the series after. So maybe they don't want it. Anyway, Byleth, Red Robot versus Gorilla Limon. So DK, like I said, has fought Byleth before and Byleth won, but it'd be interesting because DK's got a lot better. But he is getting thrashed at the moment. Now, how many Gorilla Limon fighters are through? So, we've got 4. We've got Simon. Okay, DK's out, but it doesn't matter. We've got Simon, Dark Samus, Sonic, and DK. So, 4 Gorilla Limon fighters in the final. It's pretty mad, considering they may win the whole thing. Anyway, Byleth through. Well done to Byleth. Well done to Big Nath as well, who has Byleth. Let's move the Crystal Leagues there. Yeah, I mean, the only crazy thing that could potentially happen is if Kirby gets through and faces anyone from the Obsidian League. So, could be Solid Snake. Who else is there? When I find it. Obsidian League, there we go. And Simon as well. So, that could happen. That is quite a high chance. So, out of 16 fighters, if Kirby faces Simon, or, who's the other Obsidian League fighter? Snake, and wins, then Kirby could win the Obsidian Crystal League, which would be bonkers, because surely someone has Kirby. They do. It's interesting. One of our top fighters in Ultimate Dream Team has Kirby, so that should be interesting to see what happens there. Anyway, Richter gets through. Cosmo Viper versus Red Robot in the next round. And obviously we've lost 1 Beta League fighter. So the Alpha League fighters are still prevailing, but can Captain Falcon beat Pyro and Mithra, who have never fought before? Today's the day. Can Captain Falcon do it? Let's see what happens. Kind of rooting for him. Everyone loves an underdog. Obviously this doesn't really mean anything except for becoming the top qualifier, which doesn't stand for anything really. Okay, so far Captain Falcon isn't holding his own against Pyro and Mithra. And suddenly she's gone big. No, she's gone back to normal size. There's a Pokeball there. Captain Falcon isn't giving up. Picks up a Chespin, who uses some explosion thing to try and hit my Pyro Mithra, but doesn't. That's how I can explain that. Just doesn't. Okay, she's now on 0. She managed to heal herself in that little healing orb thing. So Captain Falcon really struggling here. Has picked up a bomb, so oh, has thrown it straight off the edge. Cannot get an attack in at the moment. Oh, there you go. Classic Falcon kick. Oh, a few Falcon kicks. Here he goes. I don't know what's going on here. How have they not won this yet? Thought that was going to be it. Oh, there's a baseball bat there. Now that will do some serious damage if someone picks that up. Oh, Captain Falcon's going to take his chances. Look at that. That we love to see. Ooh, is he going to go for the big smash? Who knows? It's like his only opportunity. Oh no, he's thrown it. God, the AI sucks. Oh, nice little parry there from Pyromithra, and Captain Falcon has fallen. I thought that was a bit of an anticlimax to it of a finish, but Captain Falcon didn't look like they were going to get through and win there. So Pyromithra do instead. Nice. And look to face Snake or Banjo in the next round. Here we go then. Snake versus Banjo. So the last Beta League fighter. In. Obviously already qualified, like I keep saying. This is just for bragging rights. And, you know, I kind of want to see Banjo get those wins under his belt, to be honest. See what he's got. Has he ever fought Snake? Oh, he has beaten Snake before. I'm always going to be supporting me boy. My energy source boy. Okay, Snake has made Banjo smaller, which makes him really vulnerable. Oh, he's just flying around at the moment. Snake wins, there you go. So Banjo lost twice and Snake gets through, so Solid Snake is officially the only Beta League fighter left in the Grand Championship qualification rounds. Well done, Snake. Here he goes. So, Snake wins, beats Banjo. 2 red robots through. And could there be a Crystal League match? There cannot be one. But we will first see Byleth versus Richter. Now, these guys haven't fought before, which is kind of crazy because it feels like they have. So Red Robot versus Cosmo Viper here. And the robots usually beat the Vipers, believe it or not. I mean, both of them guys have won the league. Both series. Series 1 was the Vipers, Series 2 was the Red Robots. And the Vipers were a near miss. Now, interestingly though, let's have a look at Kirby. Because if Kirby does win, the Gumtech will still probably be 6th or 5th. I think they'll be on joint points. I can work that out, but it all comes down to Kirby and what happens with Kirby. It's going to be... Okay, Byleth loses and Richter wins, so Richter getting through to the final. That's madness. But we will see Byleth in the final, of course. As in, like, the Grand Championship final. Not this final. Here we go, Pyromithra versus Snake to see who faces Richter. Now, it'd be interesting if Snake wins the whole thing. Like, what a declaration that is. That's like Beta League rules. Even though the other 7 Beta League fighters lost quite early. It's not stressful doing it like this. I don't have to write loads of stats down. I just kind of sit here, type a few things here and there. It's quite nice. And so far, Snake's doing pretty well. Big hit there from Pyromithra. He like jumped off the edge. Oh, I thought Snake was going to reach there, but he hasn't. Oh no, he's still alive. Snake like chucked a mine to like hurt himself, which made him reset his being up move, what I was talking about earlier. Which is why Snake managed to survive there. I don't know why he doesn't do that more, to be honest. So he can throw a little grenade that does himself damage, but yeah, he's not going to save himself now. There we go, Pyromithra get through. Snake tried to carry it for the Beta League. But now a bit of a more traditional match between Pyromithra and Richter, who have taken 1 apiece. And the Vipers and Fuels have quite a good rivalry actually. The Vipers have beaten the Fuels 34 times. The Fuels have beaten the Vipers 33. So it's pretty close. Could we see that change here? Saying that. Oh no, it's already changed because Pyromithra beat Captain Falcon, didn't they? So means that they're both on even at the moment. So they're both on 34. I've yet to add that in. That's why I've got that wrong. Don't diss my spreadsheet skills. Okay, so far it's Pyramithra who is destroying Richter. This is a classic Jimmy versus Rachel match as well, as they both have these fighters. Actually, I think Jimmy, you have Pyramithra as well. But I can't see it. I can't see where my dream team is. Who won? Richter. I missed it. Jimmy, you do have Pyramithra, but if it was a battle, you won anyway because Richter gets through, which means that Richter is the top qualifier and Pyramithra are not. They are second. Which we always love to see that kind of thing. So, well done to Richter. The Cosmo Vipers get through with the top qualifier, but the 8 fighters who got through in the first round are all going through to the Grand Championship. And you know what? I think I did this last season. I may have done this last season, but I'm going to do the fixtures right now. Because it's too fun, isn't it? Too fun. Let's go back first, just so everything's cleared. Okay, we're going back in. Smash Com rules. Oh, no, they're all still there. Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. So, I will talk about it as we go through. So, first up is Steve, who won Alpha League 1. He's 6th. Then it is Pyra and Mithra. There they are, getting through. They're ranked 10th. King Dedede, another all-star. Okay, we lost sound again. So who did I put in? I put in King Dedede, or Pyramithra, who are ranked 10th. King Dedede ranked 4th. Ganondorf ranked 1. And now we're going Simon, who's ranked 5th. So another all-star. Let's change Ganondorf's skin back to normal. Then we have Dark Samus. Then we have Kirby. So Dark Samus ranked 19th. So a pro. Kirby 15th. Another pro. And then Sonic, who is ranked 16th. Got there in the end. And then let's have a look to see who got through once more. It was Byleth first. And obviously we just watched this, so. But I can tell you where they're ranked. Byleth ranked 2nd. DK, who is ranked 17th. Everyone's like top 20. Richter, ranked 11th. Banjo. There he is. Captain Falcon, who is ranked 18th. There he is. You can see him. Pyramithra again, having 2 slots. They're the only people to have 2 slots, I believe they are. Oh no, Banjo. Good old Banjo. Solid Snake, who is ranked 12th. And Banjo again, who's ranked 8th. So like I said, everyone here, I'll double check that. Yeah, Dark Samus is the worst ranked fighter in this, ranked 19th. Ooh. So these are really good fighters, and what a Series 3 final we're going to have here. So we're going to press start. Here we go. It's intense. And I'm going to press shuffle. And remember, we're looking at Kirby. Very important. Ready? Shuffle. So, Kirby is not in an Obsidian Crystal League match, and it's not looking like he's going to be either. So, let me take a picture of these fixtures that I just did. Big up. And then let's get rid of some other bits. Let you guys look at the fixtures whilst I'm doing this, and before I discover the fixtures and what's going on. Very exciting stuff. This is how I roll. I could stop it and carry on. Probably going to lose sound anyway. I've lost sound twice today. Twice. Must be some sort of connection thing. Anyway, how have you guys been? Alright? I'm doing it as fast as I can. I'm so slow. Okay, we're there. Right. So, Banjo versus Snake is the first match. So, Banjo's beaten Snake once before. So Banjo is the favourite to get through there. Then a Richter versus Simon match. And obviously these guys that's the only chance they have. So a nice Castlevania. That's the one. Nice Castlevania match. Richter versus Simon. Simon's beaten Richter before, but Simon's obviously ranked 5th and Richter's ranked 11th. Pyra and Mithra with their first entry versus King Dedede. Big match there. However, they've never lost to Dedede. I mean, they've only beaten him once, but still, they've never lost. Steve versus Banjo. Banjo's beaten Steve before, so it won't be a Banjo final. But it could be a Pyra Mithra versus Pyra Mithra final. As we look on the other side, we have Ganondorf versus DK. So Ganondorf's beaten DK 2-1. Actually, didn't they fight in the last bit? I just took a picture of that. DK and Ganondorf? DK and Ganondorf. No, they didn't. Oh, there you go. We don't really know that much. So yeah, 2-1. I can't remember when they fought. It must have been in Series 1. But DK has beaten Ganondorf, so it's a tough one for DK, but let's see. So our 3 beta fighters, Snake's got Banjo, DK's got Ganondorf, and then we've got Dark Samus versus Captain Falcon. So that is a doable one. They've never fought before, but Captain Falcon could easily beat Dark Samus. And here we go. So Kirby versus Sonic is obviously not a Crystal League match. They've fought each other twice before, and it's one apiece. And then Pyra and Mithra versus Byleth. So you could pretty much guarantee that Kirby, who is in Nippleback, if Kirby wins a Crystal League, Obsidian Crystal League match, I can guarantee you now that Nippleback wins. Okay? But if not, it's 50-50. I haven't told you guys yet who is there, but it's a lot closer. But that's how close it is. It's within 5 points. Maybe less, maybe more. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, the only opportunity, so Kirby needed to face, who was it? Simon and Snake. So Kirby would have to reach the final and face off against Snake or Simon to win the Obsidian Crystal League, which will guarantee Nippleback winning. So Chode, you would be the victor. But that may or may not happen. You may have already won it. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that is where we are at, guys. And obviously Kirby is part of the Gum Tech, so that won't change anything. Which means that Gorilla Limon have officially won. So if you've watched it this far, you have found out that Gorilla Limon have won the championship. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging for too long, to be honest. Maybe a couple of days, maybe this week, we will release, let's say, what are we today? We're Monday today, right? So let's say Friday. Friday, we are officially going to release the Grand Championship video. So I'm looking forward to that one, guys. And then the week after that, well, that will be the Valiant Tourney final, as well as in the same video, the Synergy Tournament final. Now, as Gorilla Limon have won, that means that Makawewe and Boom Makalaka and Jamie and Limon La Vida Loca are 2 Gorilla Limon fans will get to choose 5 fighters, which is great for them because they didn't get through the first round in the Valiant Tourney. So you guys will be in a final and could potentially win a trophy. So big news for you guys. And that's where we're going to be next week as we round off Series 3. And after that, I'll also do an awards ceremony as well. I might even suit up, I don't know yet. Maybe. Anyway, that is the final fixtures there, and you will see that taken part? You will see that happen. Taking part. You will see that happening on Friday. I'm done. Anyway, congratulations once again to Richter, who is the top qualifier. He now faces Simon, one of the All-Stars, and we will see that, like I said, on Friday. So a little bit earlier than usual. I look forward to seeing you guys then as we round off Series 3.